Hello everybody, this is Ice. Welcome back to another video. Now today I have a new blue concept that will have that boring little lake in your adventure map, the highlight of the entire place. And what is this beautiful new concept, you ask? Well, you just saw it. We can now create waves in vanilla Minecraft in 1.7. Now technically this was possible before 1.7 in the earlier updates, but it's become so much easier now that it's actually somewhat practical to do. And there you go. Now, before you start getting all mad at me, I know for a fact that waves in a little pond like this, 1, don't happen, 2, waves in general are never this frequent, and 3, they don't go sideways, they go towards the shore. But just remember that this is Minecraft, and remember that 1 cubic meter of solid gold can float in midair without anything supporting it. So, realism, I don't think, is really the goal here. Okay, so while I was making all those disclaimers, you pretty much saw how the waves work. Basically, it's just a little wavy effect, very nice, diagonally, and there you go. That's pretty much the entire concept. It's not too complicated, although my actual example of it down underground makes it look complicated. But without further ado, let's get going and take a look at this technology in action. Okay, so down in this ravine in a little set of cave shafts, we have all of the technology in redstone and command blocks and all that fun stuff that's used to make this work. Now you might be saying, oh my gosh, this is so complex, how will I ever make this? Well, I'm going to break it down for you so that you can see exactly how it works. The first step is this timer right here. This is the frequency timer, and basically what happens is that whenever this pulses, this will possibly create a wave. So, the wave possibilities will happen whenever this line pulses, which is occasionally with this little hopper timer here. Now, I'm not sure exactly how many items I have in here. 10 at the moment. You could put in more if you didn't want your waves to be quite so frequent. Next, these pulses will go into this little randomizer here. This is a hopper-dropper randomizer, and there are hundreds of videos on YouTube about it. So, if you don't really understand it, you can go look up one of those videos. But basically, it saves its output and sends it into this little part here. Now the next part looks fairly complex compared to the rest. I mean, that was big but easy to understand. This just looks like a bunch of mess of redstone. Basically what this is it's basically a little bit of logic. And the logic is nothing more than a little decoder, just in a very annoying shape. You could use a normal binary decoder for this, but you know, I just did it with this because it was better to fit in this cave, I guess. So, depending on which output this generates, it will send pulse into one of these logic gates and turn it on. Now keep in mind that if it generates 0 on this and 0 on this, it won't generate a wave at all. That just adds to the kind of randomness of it and makes sure it won't automatically generate a wave at these intervals. So with that said, finally, each one will go into these lines here. I've color-coded these, and each of these stained clay wires here represents a wave. Now, this is kind of the concept part, and in here we see some rather long commands. I'll try and go through them fairly simply, though. So first of all, we have summon falling sand. This is a new 1.7 command that, if you don't know about it, basically allows you to act as a spawner with a command block. Then it will spawn it at a position. This is just right above the water level and at a certain position. And finally, we give it some attributes. First of all, the tile ID of 9, which is stationary water, to give it the water look. Time 1, to just make sure it stays in existence. Then we have motion, which will essentially cause it to give that little wave look. And finally, we have drop item 0. This will make sure that it doesn't give you a water block when it hits the ground again. And that's basically the entire concept. There's some repeaters here on these lines to make sure that the wave isn't just one big long thing. It kind of has that diagonal effect. But there you go. That is pretty much this concept. If that explanation was just a little bit too terrible for you, I'm sorry. If you want you to take a closer look, you can go down into the description and download the world. And yeah, that's pretty much what I have for today. If you enjoyed the concept and want to use it in your map, please leave a like, and maybe even subscribe if that's your kind of thing. But there you go. Hope you enjoyed, and as always, well, bye now.